over the Criminal Investigation Division. This morning at about 12 a.m. In the 2700 block of Howell Street, the complainant was walking in the lower level of the parking garage of her apartment complex from her vehicle. As she approached the elevator, the unknown suspect walked down a nearby ramp towards her. They exchanged pleasantries, and after they passed one another, the complainant heard the suspect approach from behind. The suspect displayed a weapon, and the suspect forced the victim back into her vehicle where he sexually assaulted her. After the assault took place, the suspect took some of the complainant's personal property. The suspect then fled on foot. The suspect is described as a black male, approximately 30 years old, approximately 5'9" tall, with a medium build. He was wearing a gray do-rag, a dark t-shirt, a light colored jacket, and gray sweatpants. He was further described as unshaven and wearing older tennis shoes. This offense is documented on 02-1345-2019. The Dallas Police Department is asking anyone with any information regarding this crime to please contact Detective Holmes at 214-671-3637. I'll take a few questions at this time.
The apartment complex has an area that is open to the public and then a residential area that's gated. Can you tell us which area it was in, and if it was in the residential area, do we know how he got in?
I don't know how he got in. I know it was in the parking garage, is described to me. I still need to get out there for myself to kind of see, but we know it took place inside the parking garage and don't know how he got inside there.
Lower level? Do we know if it was underground?
It was a first level parking garage.
Did she live nearby?
We won't get into exactly where she resides for her privacy, but
You say weapon used. What was the weapon?
we just say weapon to keep that vague on purpose.
And can you describe the property taken?
Personal property, and the reason for that is we don't want to put so much information out. If we do bring somebody in later for questioning and this information's out there, it kind of ties our hands.
Chief, can you talk a little bit about the dynamics there in Uptown? It's a very popular area. It seems like people are always coming and going, even at midnight.
So yeah, it is a very lively, vibrant, lot of mix of young people, professionals, and they do come in at various hours, maybe because it's work or maybe because they were out on the town. And we try to do the best that we can to have officers in that area because of the how many people that are out during those hours. And I know Central does a good job of staffing that location, but it is an area where we do have, like I said, I kind of repeat myself, that we do have people coming and going at different hours.
What are the types of problems that you've seen in that area, recently,
Well, I actually am having my crime analyst look at that right now, and we're running into some technical difficulties, but nothing is standing out in this area. There's nothing that indicates that this suspect description or the manner in which this crime was committed is responsible for any of the crimes at this time.
It's probably going to be a busy night tonight on McKinney. Is there going to be extra police out there?
Yes, so the sex assault detectives have coordinated with Central Patrol. They have deployment officers. They have their crime response teams. In addition to that, there's other specialized units that are going to do some extra patrol in that area.
In the description it said he was unshaven and he had older tennis shoes. Is this someone you think might be homeless, or is this someone you think might be living in the apartment complex? Do you have any idea?
At this point, we don't know, but what I would like to request from those homeowners or those business owners, sometimes in the Dallas area, you have individuals that hang out in certain neighborhoods. The business owners may be familiar with these individuals, the homeowners may be familiar with those. If that's the case, we need to hear from you. But as far as I don't know exactly if he was homeless. I don't know if he lived in that complex. Those are some of these questions that we still need answered, and we're hoping somebody can supply those answers for us.
Surveillance footage, you said you're looking for some of that. Was there not any in the parking garage immediately?
Well, detectives spent all morning, all afternoon, and are currently canvassing that area. And as of right now, they have not located any surveillance video with the suspect captured on it. And they're still looking for potential witnesses. So again, I challenge these homeowners, these business owners up in that area to look at your surveillance footage, your cameras, and to see if this suspect description, the suspect was captured on your camera system, and if so, we need to hear from them.
What advice would you give to people, particularly women, who may have to be alone or in the parking garage or walking home from work or something late at night in that area?
The first thing I'll mention is if they see something that's out of what they typically normally see, or they see somebody suspicious, please call the Dallas Police Department. That's why we're there. If it's late hours, or even, not necessarily late hours, but if you're in an apartment complex, a lot of times they have security officers that work for that complex. Call that security company, call that security officer, and have them escort you to your door. But always be mindful of who you're encountering or who's approaching. And with that being said, I don't want to ever lay blame to the victim. She did absolutely nothing wrong on this morning. She was simply returning home. So as you guys leave from here, just keep her in your thoughts.
You said that they exchanged pleasantries. Is this someone that she had ever seen before?
There's no indication, but of course we still have to interview her here probably within the next couple days.
Was she coming back from the bar or anywhere else? Was she?
We don't have that information right now. So this, like I said, this is something preliminary information, and hopefully we can gather more information when we talk to her.
So was she interviewed by the initial responding officer, and she gets a more thorough interview in a couple days, or how does that work? Obviously, you've spoken to her and gotten the...
Typically, the responding officers will get basic preliminary information. The sex assault detectives that are the experts in this type of offense will do a follow-up, a more comprehensive interview with this victim. And
Last question.
Oh, I just was going to ask, describe the sense of urgency for your detectives, how startling this is for you guys, and how badly you want to get this guy off the streets.
all of these crimes are a sense that, my detectives want to solve every one of these crimes. So it's not that it just is in a particular part of the city. We take all of these crimes very seriously, and we need to get this perpetrator off the streets, and hopefully we can do so before he attempts or tries to commit another crime. So, all right, thank you all.
Is she going to try and work on a sketch, or are you going to get a sketch artist involved in this?
That's something that we'll have to, depending on how the interview goes, that's something that we have done in the past, and if we can do so on this, we will.
Quick question, Chief. You said that at this point in time, there's no belief that this person is connected to any other crimes, just based off the description?
Based off of the description, the way in which this crime was committed, having a conversation with my sex assault unit, nothing registers with them that this guy would be responsible for another crime at this time.
Thank you.
Thanks. Lo siento, no Spanish today. This one?
I told you I was going to do an entire Spanish interview within the next year.
Next year?
Within the next year. 2019.
As we go on, you should be fluent.
Thanks. Thanks, everybody. Hey, no bars on this boat.
They went out and they canvassed the entire morning and afternoon, it's just they haven't been able to locate any so far. That doesn't mean